What's up, pretty family? It's been a while since I've seen you. Went through a little rough patch there. My old stove died. I cut the end of one of my fingers off and then broke another one. Yeah, a little bit rough. So I took some time off to kind of get back to normal. But hey, I'm back. No excuses. You know, I know I fell off for a bit, but tonight I'm going to make something pretty interesting for you. I call it almost Salisbury Steak. It's essentially just hamburger steaks with a mushroom and onion gravy. It's absolutely amazing. Super simple, very inexpensive to make, and well, that's about it. So, good to see you again. Hit me up in the comments below, like and subscribe, and let me know how your Thanksgiving was. Let me know how the last month or so has been for you. I'm kind of curious, so hit me up. Let's check this out. Look at these. A little bit of butter, a couple white button mushrooms that are just sliced. Same with some onions, just sliced up nice. I've had these going for a few minutes. There's one special ingredient that I'm going to add, which every dish, in my opinion, needs, aside from salt and pepper: garlic. Got some nice fresh garlic here. You want to add this at the very end. This garlic will scorch very, very quickly. We don't want that. Burned garlic tastes like, well, burnt. We don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this heat off and just kind of stir it around. Only takes about a minute. I know this looks a little raggedy at the moment, but wait till we add our sauce. Well, what are we going to make our sauce out of? Here, check this out. I've got 5 cups of beef stock. I just used bouillon for this. You can just use the little bouillon you get in the jars, little cubes. You can use that all day long. It will be good because we're going to spice it up. We're going to add some nice flavor to it. It's going to be great. You're going to love this, I guarantee you. Cornstarch slurry. What the hell is that, you say? Well, it's cornstarch. You add a little bit of water to and you use it to thicken things. You can also make a roux with a flour, make it more like a gravy, or you can just thicken it up as needed and get a better balance this way. That's what I'm going to do tonight, and I'll show you. You're going to love this. That's amazing. I'm just going to stick this into a bowl over here real quick. Now, it's time for the start of the show. I've got these 4 patties here. It's 80-20 ground beef, salt, pepper. That's it. We're going to get a lot of flavoring from the sauce that we're going to make. We're going to sear these off on both sides, not fully cooked, because we're going to actually put them back into the skillet with the sauce that we're going to make. And the sauce is going to finish cooking them and also impart a lot of flavor. So just make a couple patties. This is a pound of ground beef, so I have 4 1/4 pounds. And yeah, let's get cooking. You just want to take these guys and turn your heat back on. You want it at like a medium. And just take your patties, toss them right in there. You can hear them. Well, I'm not sure if you can, but I can. You can hear them just sizzling already. This is exactly what we want. At this point, we're just going to let these go for about 2 minutes aside. You know, 2 minutes. Flip. 2 minutes. Then we're going to go ahead and add our broth to it. Our vegetables to it. Just the mushrooms and onions. And let it go. As it cooks, what we will do is add our cornstarch slurry that I'll show you how to make. And it'll thicken and we're good. I've got some peas over here and I've got my potatoes on the boil. So we'll have mashed potatoes with peas and this nice, almost, Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak is one of my favorite things. I've met a few people throughout the years that don't really like it because they've only ever had it in the little frozen dishes. Oh, no. This is not that. This is much better. Trust me. It's Kickazz. So, stay tuned. Once these burgers cook up, I get that sauce going, you'll truly see what this is about. Stay foodie. cook off your beef, just give it a good sear. You don't need to cook it all the way through because remember, we are going to put this back into a skillet with some gravy and slowly cook that. Here we go. First things first, I'm going to add my sauteed mushrooms and onions. You want to make sure that your skillet's still hot. You don't want to throw it in a cold skillet. Get them all in there. Good stuff. Yeah, it looks a little funky dunky right now, but that's okay. Second thing, Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, Worcester, everybody says something different. Who knows what they're actually talking about? That sauce, you know what I'm talking about. And then I have 5 cups here. I'm actually going to only add half of my bouillon. This is going to be the base for our little sauce, gravy, Salisbury, whatchamacallit. I call it almost Salisbury steak because it's a little bit different. Just give it a good stir. Let it go. We are going to reduce this. Key point here. Do not add your beef yet. You want to get this sauce kind of almost where you want it before you add the beef. What are we going to do? Because it's really thin. I mean, it looks like a soup base at this point, and that's not what we want. So what are we going to do? I know what we're going to do. Cornstarch slurry. Take a little bit of cornstarch. I really couldn't tell you how much I have in this ramekin. Not very much. Probably about 1/8 of a cup. I don't know how many teaspoons or tablespoons or whatever that is. Just put some in there because you can add as much as you need. Just remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. So, cornstarch, a little bit of cold water. And that's it. Add some cold water, take your little spoon, mix it up. You're going to notice a really odd thing about cornstarch and water. It stays nice and viscous and fluid as you stir it, but as soon as you stop, it tries to thicken up. It's really interesting. I remember back in elementary school many moons ago, one of my teachers showed us this, and we got to play with cornstarch all day. I know, kind of weird, isn't it? But just add a little bit of water, keep stirring, 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 mixing. It only takes about 5 seconds or however long that little clip was. And go ahead and dump it on in. See, now that it's done, we're stirring it, and it just looks like some weird wannabe thin milk. No, it's not. Just stir it in there. We might need more, we might not. We won't know until we're done. Give it a good stir. See, look, it's already thickening up, like immediately. Just like that. Beautiful part. If we don't feel we have enough sauce, we can just add more of the beef bouillon that we prepared earlier. And then if it gets too thin, we just add a little bit more cornstarch, obviously seasoned to taste, because you want to make sure this actually tastes good and isn't yucky. This isn't McDonald's food here. Well, I mean, McDonald's is okay, but if you like eating fast food, I don't. And that's about it. We're going to let this reduce a little bit. And as it reduces, we are going to add our beef patty and just let it cook in this magnificent sauce. Let's give it a little taste. Let's see what we got here. Needs a little bit of salt. A little salt, a little bit of pepper. As it reduces, we are going to be in for one heck of a good time. Once these peas are done, once these potatoes are done, oh, put some of my gravy on that meat, some of it on the potatoes. You're going to love this. I know I'm going to. So, yeah, at this point, we're going to monitor our sauce and make sure that it reduces as we need it and gets to our desired thickness. You can reduce it till it's like thick, thick, thick like cement, or you can leave it a little looser. It's completely up to you and your taste and how you like your textures when you eat. And texture is very important in eating, so keep that in mind. I always do. So that's about it. We'll be back, and I will show you exactly how I'm going to plate this. Exactly how thick or thin my sauce is, yeah, mystery, right? Yeah, back in a few minutes with some potatoes, some peas, and some beautiful, almost Salisbury steak. Once you've got your gravy about where you want it, you can see that this is thickening up quite nicely. Just add your beef patties right back to the pan. This is why we didn't want to cook them fully earlier, because we want them to finish in this sauce. They're gonna take some of that sauce. If you can kind of like try to baste them, flip it around, People do all kinds of things. Sometimes I baste them, sometimes I don't. Look at that mushroom right there. Jeez, that's gonna be really good. And just let it go. At this point, we just want to heat it through and make sure that our sauce is the consistency that we want it. For me, it's a little bit runny right now. See, it's a little bit too runny. I don't want to add any more cornstarch. What I want to do is reduce it while this actually finishes cooking the beef patties. After that, it's time to plate. We just whip up our mashed potatoes, make sure our peas are seasoned. We're good. Almost Salisbury steak. Once your potatoes are done, once your beef patties with this amazing sauce, gravy, Salisbury concoction is finished, plate it up with some peas or carrots or corn or green beans or just nothing. It's up to you. It's what you want to eat. Plate it up. This is what you're going to wind up with. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but that's a ½ pound of ground beef, 80/20, mushrooms, onions, a nice sauce. I put some of that sauce in the mashed potatoes because what are mashed potatoes without gravy, right? And just some peas. I do those in butter. Salt, pepper. I keep it nice and simple. Tastes delicious to me. That's how I like it. Do you have any suggestions for tripping out your peas? If you do, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share. And yeah, if you got some tips for peas, let me know. If you want to see how I make my mashed potatoes, sour cream and milk, and it's very, very good. If you want to see that, also let me know in the comments below. But until then, stay foodie.